Hello, my loves. Let us get into the channel message. Remember to take what resonates, and if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. The energies have been very interesting within the collective lately. There's been so much happening. So if you have been just experiencing potentially an overwhelm of emotions, potentially scarcity as well within your state of not being, but within your reality, there seems to be a mismatch, not misalignment, just mismatch. And it seems that the external reality isn't adding up to everything, but there is a purpose and there is a path, and there is a strength you are embodying at this time. So let's go further into this reading and see what Spirit has in store for this collective. What messages are coming up, please, Spirit? What does my collective need to know? The trust in yourself right now is your greatest tool and resource. Your brain is not something that can be trusted right now because of the intrusive thoughts, because of the overwhelm, because of the nature in which it wants to exacerbate and devastate. Your emotional well-being is relying on your capacity to create safety, nurturing, love, and comfort within yourself and your space right now. You can do this for yourself. And when you prioritize this and prioritize this sanctuary, this will feel present and be seen existing in your reality as well. Trust is your greatest resource and tool at this time. Trust in the nudges, trust in the emotions, not that they are necessarily true, but they are worthy. There's a level of acceptance that's coming through that's asking to be a priority in your emotional feeling and processing. So when I say acceptance, when Spirit brings forward the meaning of acceptance, sit in what doesn't feel good right now and accept that it doesn't feel good. Accept that it does feel shit. Accepting the emotions doesn't mean that you are accepting that they are true. You are just accepting that they are existing within you, or that they have existed within you. This isn't about understanding the emotions. This isn't about trying to rectify or problem solve or give reason to anything you're feeling. This right now is about nurturing your sanctuary, your capacity, and your ability to still trust yourself to feel, to experience your emotions, and to respond with the care that they need to exist and evolve as they need. Logic and thinking right now and intellectualizing isn't going to be what you need. This will come later, this will come after, when you decide to make moves and make decisions. That will be a supportive tool in that process. When it comes to this feeling process, this is about allowing what is to exist and move through you. So if there are emotions that are rising right now, you are strong enough and capable enough to feel them, for them to move through you, and there is no breaking happening, okay? If anything is breaking, it is the limitations, the walls that you've surrounded your capacity, the limited ones, the ones that need to be broken. There's no breaking in terms of crumbling within yourself, in which you are devastated and cannot get back up again. What's happening, imagine these walls around you, this container, it needs to break, to open. There are walls that need to shatter and break down, and this will come, this will happen, and this will expand when you feel and honor the emotions that are rising. I'm hearing your brain is trying to trick you into suppressing. Your brain is trying to trick you into instantly applying reason or logic, or I'm hearing the word satisfaction, but you need to feel and allow these barriers to break down so you can expand, because your capacity is expanding. You've already been doing the capacity expansion work. And that's why you're feeling what you're feeling. Your container, your capacity is enlarging. But there are these walls in place that you've existed within, in terms of your capacity to feel, that have to break down in order to get access to this extra room. And that happens through this feeling process. Again, without intellectualizing, without reason, without validation, without judgment, allow yourself to feel and let it be. Try to remove the attachment, or if you see it rising, reconnect with your breath and reconnect with the feeling. And just let it flow, let it move through you. Find a way that helps this flowing process continue, whether that's writing, whether that's even filming myself like in a video that I am right now and talking and verbalizing it, whether it's crying, whether it's having a scream, whether it's dancing, putting it into song, something that gets these emotions flowing and moving to allow these limited barriers and capacity to break down. But you are not breaking down. Your capacity is breaking down to expand and enlarge and to take up, to create more space within you that feels safe to explore, to be free, to move, to exist. That is what's happening right now. Your capacity is expanding and you need to let it expand. Sorry, my eyes look so tired. I didn't have the best sleep last night, so if you guys are in my collective, if you're resonating with this, you could be just having some issues with sleep, or you feel like you're needing more sleep than usual, you're feeling exhausted, you could be experiencing headaches, or even just like struggling some issues with your eyes, feeling like a little bit blurry in your eyes, conjunctivitis, maybe even some lower back pain, a bit of shoulder pain as well, like in the shoulder blade, as well as what I'm hearing. Your capacity is expanding, and in order for it to expand, it's breaking down. Okay? But remind yourself, you aren't crumbling. You aren't crumbling. Your old capacity is, in order to expand, so that you can step into the more of you that you have been practicing, that you have been embodying, that you have been working towards. And this isn't just in your material world, okay? This is feeding into your material world, but as we know, it always starts within. So I'm hearing that you guys have been telling yourself something in particular, or you know you've been aware of something in particular, and this is exactly what's happening now, but you didn't see it happening like this because you were still thinking you were somewhere further behind than you actually are. And that's why you're still too attached to your physical reality outcome. But something I'm hearing has been trying to break through for a while, but you thought it was something else. You thought it was a bad thing, or you thought you were trying to protect yourself, but you've been not even slowing anything down, but it's like you just mistook something, you misinterpreted something within yourself that was happening. But this is the confirmation that what is happening is an expansion of what you're able to hold and receive when you let the emotions rise. And when you let the emotions rise within you, notice as well the feeling of strength and empowerment that floats with this, that flows with this. I'm hearing reading is significant. Something about reading is significant, or writing is significant. There is a very natural process that happens with our emotions, and it's unfortunate because not many of us are taught what this process actually is, and we complicate it and make it a lot harder. And it's why we struggle with, trying to attach to our emotions, trying to provide logic and reasoning for them when they just need to move within us freely. We think that it makes us unmanageable and uncontrollable and explosive when we feel what we feel. But those judgments and perceptions come from the way in which we judge our emotions. And when we do that, we trap them in this box and we take away their power. We villainize our emotions. We tell them they are wrong when really there's nothing wrong or right about them. They just are. Everything that comes from emotions are our own perceptions, attachments, and beliefs. But emotions are pure. They are just energies that move. And it's up to us to allow them to move through us, to feel secure and free within ourselves in whatever we feel. You can't control emotions, and you're not meant to. Controlling emotions takes their power away, and it limits your capacity to be all that you are. This feels really, really significant for many of you in the collective. I feel like there's a rising of emotions, and many of us are getting triggered, feeling fiery, feeling I'm hearing poked at like a bear, again and again. You could be feeling at your wit's end, but maybe you need to be at your wit's end for this to fall down, okay? Maybe you need to be at this point because there's more of you to be felt. There's more of you to be experienced. There's more of you to have freedom now. And you have done so much work, and this is a part of that. This is the results of that. This is not a punishment for the work. This is the path to reward. This is the path to yourself, more of you and more of what you're calling in. Okay? It doesn't need to make sense. That's the whole point. That's why we struggle with our emotions so much, because we operate so much in our brains, in the logical sphere, that we try to always understand and provide reasoning to what we feel, but they don't coexist. When they coexist, we entrap ourselves, we attach, and we make ourselves smaller than we actually are. There's also a sense of dizziness coming through with the collective, like dizziness, or feeling a little bit like just the overwhelm. Navigating the overwhelm. I always hear breath. Connect to your breath. Connect to your breath. And grounding when it comes to the overwhelm. Breath, water. I heard fire as well, so be lighting a candle, letting the candle be the focus as you breathe and as you feel, as you move through the extremes of all that is rising. have a singular focus as it all moves through you. That helps with the overwhelm. But create a space that feels safe. So if you can hear Moon again, he's just had dinner and he wants his cuddles. I'm hearing be patient with yourself, be kinder to yourself. You're doing so much more than you realize. Like I said, you thought you were steps behind, but you're not, okay? You're so far ahead of yourself at times that you get confused because, again, you think your reality is not meeting you, but it's that you keep breaking down these barriers and the world is still catching up, is what I'm hearing. It's still catching up to you. So presence at this time is going to really benefit you. Again, breath at this time is going to really benefit you. And reconnecting with that natural process, okay? The four pillars, existence, experience, expansion, and evolution. We're not yet at enlightenment, but it does come in when we need it to. And if you want to know what these pillars are, these are my teachings. It's in Path of Painted Power. It's exactly everything I'm talking about when it comes to this natural process. So if you're interested and if you're needing that support, that's there for you guys. Otherwise, breath and presence, it starts with acceptance, feeling, and responding, not reacting. This is the natural evolution, okay? This is the natural evolution and expansion of your capacity to hold more. Because I'm hearing you've asked for this, but it's just not happening the way you thought it would. But when does it ever happen the way you think it does? That's the point. The brain is limited. That's the point of this. The brain is limited to what it knows, to what it can conceptualize. When you ask for more, the brain cannot immediately adjust to more. It happens in the body and the emotions first, the brain comes after. The brain can only really believe what it sees. But you are designed to trust what you feel and what you experience within. The seeing comes later, the knowing comes, the believing from logic comes later. The intellectualizing comes later. But right now, trust is your resource, trust is your tool. And I keep hearing your breath will guide you, That feels really, really significant for someone, okay? Your breath will guide you. So anything else coming full, please, Spirit? I just keep hearing you're so further ahead than you realize. Please, for those of you that are doubting yourself right now, or if doubt is the emotion that's coming up, you are so much further ahead than you realize. But don't use that to suppress the emotions, okay? Feel the emotions and integrate the support and the trust in yourself and the love into yourself as it is needed, okay? We're not just bringing in things and slapping it on like a band-aid. We're feeling and integrating you when there is space for it, okay? When the capacity expands, we integrate the new when there is space for it. We don't put it into a container that's already too full, and that's why it's breaking down, okay? Hopefully that landed the way it needed to. Again, this is what I teach in my self-guided program, Path of Painted Power. This was really significant for the collective. I feel there's so many people that are reaching limit points, or they think it's a limit, and it's been a constructed limit, but it's not your natural limit, okay? That's why we're reaching these points, because we need to reach them to realize, oh, that's there, okay, break it down. I'm repeating myself a little bit here, but it feels really, really huge. And my eye's getting tired now. So the body's feeling tired. The mind is feeling tired. Let the mind be tired. The mind doesn't play a role here. The seeing could be tired. The seeing doesn't play a role here. This is feeling, okay? Feeling doesn't end. I'm seeing golden light, so feel the golden light within yourself. Allow that to navigate you within your body, within your emotional and energetic body, and help alchemize and move the emotions that need movement. Okay, I'm hearing there's a memory to go back to. For those of you that know that you know, there's a memory to go back to that might be a good starting point for this. You're stronger than you realize. Your capacity is formidable. much fortitude within yourself. I'm hearing this is a test of your capacity, and not a test in which it is the universe is testing you. This is you are testing the foundations that you have laid. Okay? This is needed in order to go further. This is needed in order to call more in. 2020 could be feel significant as well, by the way. Okay, I feel that is the message. I feel that is the message. I keep bringing kindness, kindness, kindness. Be kind to yourself. This isn't easy, but these practices become easier to access and integrate over time the more you do them. You've got this. I love you so incredibly much. You should be proud of yourself. You should be so proud of yourself. And if you don't feel that right now, feel the shit, and I promise the natural flow gets you to feeling proud and feeling empowered. That is literally how we're designed, okay? It is a natural process. Again, don't make it fit if it doesn't fit. That applies to your emotions too right now. You can't just put pieces into a puzzle that doesn't align. There's a whole new puzzle you're making. Okay, I think that is the message. Again, all my love to you guys. So much love. If you're needing extra support, please check out my services. They're there for a reason. This is the work that I guide people through. It's not an easy time. You aren't alone in that. There is collective and there is community that is with you. And I'll see you in the next video.